Gonna have to finally find, after waiting for weeks, which one of them is better and which one of them is going to be advancing to the semifinals tomorrow. Now, I've got a little bit of insider information to share with you here, Trid. We spoke with the teams before this match began, and we learned that Red Kalunga, all three of the members of this team, find Qlash to be the most difficult team that they would expect to go up against. Qlash is their nemesis, so this is really going to test their skills in the very first battle.
Acknowledging your opponent is probably the first step to overcoming them. That goes different against a lot of teams. Just give you a little spoiler about what's coming on later in the day. A lot of teams are actually saying SK Gaming is their feared team or the favorite. So maybe it's a combination of Qlash and SK. That could be a preview of our final tomorrow. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's have a look at the bans for this first game. Mr. P ban coming in for Qlash and Red Kalunga taking away the Max.
Yeah, two brawlers that will not be available to either of these teams. We also asked these teams which their favorite brawlers are before the round began. And we actually heard that Guille loves Max, so unfortunately, sorry to say it, but Max will not be available in this match. We're going to have a best of 5 sets, and each set will be a best of 3 games. The first setup today is Layer Cake. It's a bounty map.
First map, obviously. If you're unfamiliar with Brawl Stars, you're tuning in for the first time, it's all about the stars above your head. You get a kill, you gain another value, or increase your bounty, so to speak. If the other team eliminates you, they get points based on the amount of stars you have. And to spice things off, to kick off and catalyst this event, you got 1 star in the middle to fight for to give you that early lead.
So just to keep it simple, remember the stars are counted in the top left and top right corner. Whichever team has more stars at the end is the winner.
And already, you can see the ticks trading out, so Chaos and Percival both taking control of those particular brawlers. You've got the Pipers present as well, and they're just going to be waiting, playing the time. No one's going to risk going for that first star, because if you get that star, that's only worth 1 point. But if you lose your life, you're giving over 2, so it's not exactly the most advantageous of trades to take.
Certainly not. You see a ton of firepower going on into the center of the arena there. Those dueling ticks just dropping as many bombs as they can, trying to prevent the opposing team from gaining any ground, and they've done a great job of it so far. Guigle up on top for Red. Kalunga doing his best to kind of poke through that left bush and now into the center, trying to prevent anyone from gaining any ground at all. Every single tile matters here, Trid.
Playing it nice and slow. I'm certain once the first star's taken, the tempo of the rest of this game will be defined, because then we have a team with a lead to hold, a lead to control, and motivation for their opponent.
Here comes the offensive. Chaos throws out a super tick, and he doesn't get a kill, but that does give a little bit of space for Guille to grab that star in the center. A nice early lead for Qlash. They gain the upper hand, but will start to pull back and play a bit more defensive now that they are in the lead. Oh, almost kills Piper. Not quite, though.
Going to retreat around. Piper obviously has the range to play with here, so can play a little bit further back than some of her fellow brawlers, and will keep her relatively safe. If you get tagged a few times, you still have to back off because the aggression can come in, and Azkada gets tagged again, sitting at around about 1200 HP, having to hide behind. There's 25 seconds remaining, Woody. We might end with a 1-0 scoreline at this rate.
Oh, I don't expect that. These teams are going to go all in the last few seconds, doing their best to try to get a kill, but Kata has not been able to get that poke that he's looking for, going way far down. Now Trevor getting low, but finishes off Guigle. That is a big lead now for Qlash, as it's up to Red Canids to get the comeback in 5 seconds.
Chaos's head first actually hunted down Parzival as well. They have a 7-star lead, Woody, with 2 seconds remaining. First game going over to Qlash.
And that is the advantage in gaining a little early head start. You get that first star and you can play defense, Trid. It puts the onus on your opponents to start attacking you. And when you're walking into that much firepower, it's hard not to lose a few brawlers.
As you can see, that game got out of hand fast once that first star came into play, and Woody gave a very good explanation as to why. We're going to be jumping into our next game. It's obviously still going to be on Layer Cake, still a bounty map. The players, they have the option of making adaptations if they like to. And we saw pretty much mirror compositions coming out from them anyway, so I don't expect many changes, but I'm welcome to be surprised.
Yep, and they do have the chance to switch out their brawlers and change up their star powers in between each match, but we do have a strict schedule that we expect them to keep to. They only have a little bit of time before we're hopping into game number 2. Qlash looking to close it out in this first set to grab the bounty win, while Red Kalunga is going to be facing that uphill battle, struggling to get 2 in a row.
Well, let's see how they pan out as we jump onto the second map. No changes on the side of Qlash. I believe Red Kalunga are running identical as well. So just going to try and, again, scatter these tick bombs all over the center, try and gain control. And we saw the big moment that really shifted this into the next gear, Woody, was when Chaos managed to get his head first online. So I imagine that's going to be the next catalyst, unless someone gets picked off earlier.
Ooh. It's going to be the same lineups for both teams, but it looks like Piper and Jean are going to be swapping players. Guigle and Kata are going to swap out here. Jean's still going to be applying pressure over there on the left side, but no kills yet. We do get the first star, however, for Red Kalunga. That bodes well for them going into the late game.
It's a good change of pace as Kata actually picks up Trebor on the left as well, so they've blown this round wide open. You gotta remember, the margin was only 7 stars in the previous game, so if that's the same this case, Woody, they're already halfway to victory.
Guigle getting real low, gonna have to back off a bit here. There's an advantage for Piper to be sitting in those bushes if she's running her ambush star power. That is a lot of extra damage if she manages to get that shot from inside the bush.
They're just playing as far back as they can. Eventually, they may get to a situation where they are boxed, though, but they have to enter this no man's land to get into cover. Oh, and Greekle gonna find Guille on the back line, makes him 5 stars right now, extending that lead for Red Kalunga even farther.
This is gonna be super tough for Qlash to come back at this point. Already 5 stars down. They would need a couple of kills, and they don't seem to be getting much headway at all. Finally, Trebor gets his super, pulls out the mortar, but not gonna keep it for long. The pull from Kata is gonna grab it back, and that's gonna equalize the playing field. 20 seconds left, and Red Kalunga just have to play defense a little bit longer.
Trying to see who's got supers here. Guille has the reposition if he comes under pressure or wants to get in close for an assassination. The head first goes in, easily spotted out by Kata to stop that from coming in. But a nice shot for Guille. Brings about the 3 stars. They can close the gap, Woody, in the last 5 seconds if they're good enough.
There it is! They've closed the gap. It's a 5-5 draw for game number 2.
Draws. Wasn't expecting to see that in game number 2 of the entire season of monthly finals we are going to have, Woody.
Yeah, draws aren't too popular. They don't happen very often, but Bounty is a map where you can definitely see them happen now and again. Take a look at that pull from Kata, though. Gets an expert kill out on that Penny on the left side. Trebor got that mortar setup, but couldn't keep the cannon for too long. I think that Jean and Penny matchup was definitely in Jean's favor there, but ultimately at the end couldn't hold that defensive top line, and with a 5-5 draw, we're just going to have to replay that one and see who's going to be moving on.
Ooh. Spicy. Wasn't expecting that. 10 seconds remaining before we jump into the next game. Like we said, could see some adaptations. Really, only the players swapped the brawlers, but the brawlers themselves didn't change until now. We see Trebor on the Brock.
Interesting swap out here. Yeah, Brock, along with Piper, is one of the longest range brawlers in the game. He can only fire straight, though, so he's really got to get this angle right. And with so many tick bombs coming out, it's going to be really difficult to get that setup. I
feel like that's Parzul's job for this initial round, especially. Make sure he's contributing one of his ammo over to the right-hand side to stop Trebor's angles coming in, deny him the supercharge, and also deny him the just general damage to the enemy team.
Parzival doing a great job setting up those bombs right there in the center of the map. Same thing for Chaos. That's going to deny the ability for the opposing team to kind of sneak up into that bush and try to grab that star really quickly. Here we go, though. We're going to finally get some push over there on the left side from Kata. He's trying to get some more coverage of that center bush, but doesn't get it long enough. Well, actually, hold on. I guess that Piper grabbed the star, and now Red Kalunga's going to be in the lead. I take it back.
Yeah, a little bit of misdirection coming in from Red Kalunga. Look at Kata, and then the other hand's in your back pocket, taking the star from the center of the map. They've disappeared into the crowd already.
Very sneaky, sis. All right, let's get back in the action with another big shot committed. Super from iChaos is denied by Guigle. That Piper shot deals a ton of damage and knocked out in one hit. Guille almost grabs a kill there, but is forced back a little bit. Advantage for Red Kalunga, but they are really being pressured hard.
It's only a 1-star difference at the moment with 40 seconds remaining. This could swing real fast, especially if Guille wants to get dropped down to 766. The head first in hot pursuit, uses his own super to get away and escapes that damage perfectly, making sure that lead doesn't extend too far for Red Kalunga.
Very sneaky play by Jean over on that left side in the bush, hiding around, took a shot from Guille and almost got finished off by Trebor, but not able to get the connection there. He does land a few shots and has got some great area denial there. Brock using
the pull! He's got Trebor right in front of him, and it's possible to pick up the kill. What a clutch play there coming in from Red K, giving us a 3-star lead, and the pressure's really on for Qlash with 5 seconds remaining.
Awesome job there, but they're not out of the thick of it just yet. Just one more hit could take down either Guigle or Kata. We've got 1 second left, and there it goes. It's the kill, but it's not going to be enough. Red Kalunga will hold on to the lead. A 3-2 score in this game number 2. We are going to have a tied up set.
Tied up 1 apiece on the sets. Just going to need 1 more game victory from either of these teams. Will push them 1-0 in the series and closer to claiming the first ever victory in a monthly final.
That was a beautiful pull by Gene in that last game. Red Kalunga grabbing that brawler and denying Brock the damage he was so desperately trying to get. You know, when you're behind in stars in this bounty game trade, you really have to push hard and take a few risks. Make a few pop shots out into the bushes and just hope that they connect. This time, it didn't pay off, and Qlash and Red Kalunga are going to be going to the tiebreaker in their very first set.
Yeah, Qlash have gone back, and they've reassessed. They've gone back to the penny rather than using the block again. So they're going to keep the pressure on the left-hand side, but Red Kalunga are so happy with what they got right now. They're real confident in what they're doing. Just need to get a hold of that first star and get that early lead again.
That was a killer Piper duel right there in the center. Guigle and Guille almost each got a kill, but couldn't quite manage to get the finishing blow. Star going to still be sitting there in the center. Tick's trying to land some bombs on the enemies, but just finally gets the first hit there on that right side. Charging up their supers, though, and doing their best to get control. Parzival doing an awesome job, really pushing back that Qlash team.
Oh, no!
Wow, Red Kalunga grabs the star, but can't hold on to it. Knocked down by Guille. That's going to be an advantage for Qlash.
That's always the risk, Woody. That early advantage has come back to bite them because now Qlash are the ones who have got it and they can go on the defense. Guille on Piper can play especially far back, so he's able to play a little bit safer than the others and keep that 3-star bounty on his head alive for longer.
Kata misses a pull there, but Chaos has been able to charge up his super. The cannon has been deployed now, and it's going to start raining down fire on the attackers. That star power as well for Chaos is going to provide some void zone denial, helping to prevent any pushes from Red Kalunga. They've got to hold on for 45 seconds.
As the tick bombs are going to be traded again. Trebor pushing a little bit further up now as he retreats, obviously, as that line of Red Kalunga presses forward. Head first going in, Parzival didn't have the cover, 208 HP, and on the back end of it, the regular attack will find him. The tick bombs coming in true, 25 seconds remaining, 4-star lead for Qlash.
The super set up in a bomb to knock it down. It's a beautiful strike for Trebor, giving Qlash the crucial edge that they need and denying Parzival another opportunity, and again!
Chaos gonna find it, head first goes in, finds the double! Qlash punishing Red Kalunga for their arrogance, their insistence, their conviction to keep going. And they have a 12-star to 1 lead. They'll walk away with the first map. Bounty going the way of Qlash.
Wow, Kalunga picking up that first star, but Qlash had the last laugh. A 2-1 victory in this bounty match to start things off.
There you can see Guille just picking up that first kill, punishing Red Kalunga for going for the early star. And again, Kata just getting hit from both angles there. Penny coming in for the support, even though you could see that a shot from Guille was going to land regardless. It's always good to have that support from your teammate to guarantee it.
Relatively consistent brawler picks in this first set. Always Penny, Piper, and Tick for that Qlash team, and it worked out well for them picking up the wins with both of those lineups. Just a little bit of brawler swaps there.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, Red Kalunga swapping Gene and Piper between their two teammates, but still just running Tick every single time with Gene and Piper to boost them up. Here's some stats for that last map. 168,818 damage dealt, Trid.
That's a lot of damage, let's put it like that. But you know, you got a kills. And one point to point out really is they did make that one brawler swap where they ended up putting, I can't remember which player it was, onto the Brock, and it was punished heavily by Red Kalunga. As soon as they went back to that composition that was working out for them, that's when the W started coming in. No need to change it up anymore. Moving on to our next match, Gem Grab, we're going to double swoosh for the second set of this match.
I really just have to point out from that last set in Bounty that there were 12 kills and 3 deaths on the side of Qlash. So even though it was a 2-1, looking close in the very last game of that set, it actually turned out to be quite a stomping in the end there. Qlash proving that they have the skills to go the distance here in game number 4 of that set, grabbing a 4-1 kill-death ratio.
Already jumping into the action, so no one's gained center control yet, but it does look like Red Kalunga were playing much farther up until now, at which point they're able to go ahead and take center control. Chaos, being the gem carrier for Qlash, will retreat with a nice 3-gem lead.
So with this second set, we're watching Gem Grab now. It's no longer just about the kills, it's about holding on to gems. Your team needs to hold on to 10 gems for 15 seconds, or if both teams have 10 gems or more, whichever team has more gems needs to hold on to them.
Guille on the left-hand side on the Tara, dealing quite handedly with the Sandy, who's also popped their super on the right-hand side, giving that stealth over to Qlash, allowing them to move a little bit more confidently around the center map as Yikol is going to Obviously bring that up himself and now use it to reposition fast, but he's in a 2v1 on the left-hand side. He doesn't want to bite that off because that's exactly what's going to happen as Guille finds him off to the side, and Qlash are just looking dominant on this map, Woody.
It is hard to imagine how they can be so strong, but 10 gems and 0 for Red Kalunga. Chaos going to hug the border of that Sandy Super, just trying to stay invisible and stay out of enemy range. And they've done it! A team kill for Qlash, and they are going to walk away victorious in game number 1.
That was pretty textbook, Woody. By the numbers, as you'd expect, and no real hiccups coming in for Qlash there. That was just a bit of a wash.
That was an absolute domination. Well played to them. Expecting great things from this Qlash team as they've picked up the first set, and now game number 1 of set 2.
And you can see here in the replay, Chaos, he pulls in. Oh, sorry, I don't know, he pulled in, sorry. He definitely pulled in another member of the Red Kalunga team. It just made it such an easy kill. As soon as you pull people into your fighting ground, into your territory, you and your friends, you can goon squad them. Just get away with whatever you want.
Gene is a really clever pick on this map, especially if you can get a grab on the enemy gem carrier. You can completely reset the entire map if you get that clutch grab and are able to grab all those gems. That's the name of the game, Trid. Gem grab.
Gene grab.
Gem grab, yeah, indeed.
Getting ready to just jump into the next game. So obviously you're still going to be on gem grab, going back onto double swoosh, and saw some variation. I'm not quite sure about Red Kalunga's choice to use the pan. Now obviously you have the super that will generate the healing for you. It's very useful positioned correctly. But at the same time, you know, when you have to go on a full offensive to try and go into the enemy spawn to collect the gems, the super doesn't really get much value, and you can't pick it up and take it with you, unfortunately.
But again, point there. It's nice to be able to get healed up, but it looks like they agreed with you. They're going to swap Pam out of that composition. Chaos will still be holding on to those gems. Actually, Gene is still going to be holding on to those gems, but they switched out their lineup here. It's going to be Chaos now.
Eagle actually on the spike here, 46 HP. Going to punish Guille, who went deep into the back line. So they have a man advantage to press into the center. Maybe possible. Go ahead and get himself that gem. So they're not going to be completely shut out. 4-0 like they were last time. They still need to get kills, and that's exactly what Parzival is going to do. Picks up his second gem, but Chaos is playing so far back, it's going to be next to impossible for them to capitalize on those gems. They just have to play for their own economy at this point.
Parzival picking a bit more offensive of a star power here. He's got that Spirit Slap, so he'll deal more damage when his super is fully charged up. On the other hand, though, you can see Chaos getting little healing puffs around him. Every seconds, he's going to give 400 hit points to any teammate nearby.
Well, Chaos just created a window of opportunity to go and take center control. He pulled in Spike and was able to take him out. We talked about how powerful Gene's grab is, and again, Guille comes up to the side, takes out Recall, and Parzival just absolutely demolished by Trebor Sandy. Now those gems are sat there in the middle. They're going to wait until Parzival can come back up to collect them. And it's not a total loss. There's only 2 gems in it right now.
Would have been nice if Qlash could have grabbed a few of those gems, but definitely playing it safe there and staying back on their own side of the map. They've got the gem advantage after all, but they're not going to hold on to it long now. It's still 7-7 and tied up now as Red Kalunga has taken the middle of the map and are looking strong in this game.
Yeah, this Spike really able to get that damage around the terrain. Doesn't have to blow it up. He can just position his bombs correctly and just go around the corners. Nowhere is safe for Qlash to hide and get that health regen in the brush.
Gem has already spawned. Now 2 in the center, but neither team willing to make that push. Look out here. If we get a clutch grab, that could be the end of Chaos.
Parzival needs to run!
Down!
Trebor is going to find him on the back line, and they immediately swing that in favor of Qlash. 18 gems, and they need to go fully on the defense right now. Red Kalunga sprinting out of their spawn to try and stop this set from going over to Qlash.
An absolutely dominant shutdown from Qlash, gaining the 2 brawler advantage and holding on to 18 gems now. That is going to be a double swoosh win for Qlash.
And Qlash will now pick up their second set of the match. We're going to be moving shortly over to our third set, which will be Siege, and the map we're going to be using for that is Nuts and Bolts. We've got some replays on your screen right now. See Chaos trying to go for the grab there, but he's going to deal enough damage to Kada. Parzival, really dangerous here. You see 192 HP, but he's standing right by Sandy's super. He has no idea of knowing exactly what is going to come out of that sandstorm and from where.
Terrifying to go up against such a skilled team and not even know where they're at, Trid. They really made use of that Sandy ability to great benefit. Qlash with a 2-0 set score right now. They'll just need to pick up 1 more, and they've got 3 game modes left, Siege, Heist, and Brawl Ball available to them.
Well, they're going to have to run the gauntlet now. They cannot lose another set, Woody, if they want to walk away with the first match win here. And on the flip side, it's match point for Qlash. They just need to have a good performance on Siege, which is coming up in the next 30 seconds. And they can walk away with the first win and give themselves a nice position, because in this round robin, there's only 3 teams, Woody. As a team, you're only playing 2 matches. So if you can walk out of a group with a 2-0 scoreline, you will guarantee yourself a place in the semifinals tomorrow. And giving yourself an early W gives you 2 more chances, well, gives you another chance of failure, so to speak.
That's right, Trid. And even if they just get the 3-0 set win, Qlash is going to be very well positioned to advance. If it goes down to a tiebreaker, it doesn't get better than a 3-0 set win.
Absolutely, it's really going to push them up there with that differential, and really, it's all coming up Qlash. If they win this now in the 3-0, Woody, I'm going to stake a claim on it. I'm going to say we're going to see them tomorrow, regardless of what happens. We will.
Could be. You know, they did get a 2-1 victory in Bounty, so another team would have to get an absolute smashing 6-0 sweep in order to overcome Qlash at that point.
Well, that's on the assumption that they end up with a draw, and hopefully we won't see that in Siege. Very rare, I imagine, as Parsable on 56 HP will go down. Early bolts going over to Qlash, as well as the mid-control.
Wow.
That first Siege bot, it's not a matter of when it's going to come or who's going to get it. It's about how powerful it's going to be. Only getting a level 2 Siege, not the worst thing for Red Kalunga, but they cannot go down here in the offense.
It bears repeating how dominant that performance was from Qlash. An absolute team kill, and now just dropping bombs all over the place. The soup from Guille coming in twice now, and this Ike is getting pulverized down to the single digits.
They're going to go for it. They're going to go for it.
That's it. One Siege Machine and Qlash has wiped their opponents off the board.
Not just that, Woody, a level 2 Siege Machine. Siege Machine? I'm losing my words. I'm absolutely stunned by that. That shouldn't be happening that early into the game. Complete dominance from Qlash has just carried forward from their previous set. If you have a look at the replay now, this barrage coming in from Barley, from Spike as well, just nailing all this damage that could just be targeted in one location. You got to remember with Barley Super as well, you're not just hitting the robot, you're not just hitting the Ike, you're hitting every person who's trying to defend that safe. It's so much value to bring onto the Siege.
Incredibly difficult to get that dominant of mid lane control, and with the Siege Machine to help provide a little bit of coverage in front of you, it's great tanking power and a ton of damage dished out from this team of 3. Let's see if they can do it again, Trid.
Barley, Gene, and Sandy, I believe, on the side of Qlash, and we're going to come out with the Gene. I believe that's Daryl as well with the Barley. Trade out damage. Beagle is going forward, dies immediately after picking up the bolt, so he's going to give that early pressure over to Qlash, who picked up 2 bolts in their possession. We're going to see a minimum another level 2 bolt, another level 2 Siege robot going in for the assault. That's exactly what it's going to come out. They've actually managed to get it a level 3. Now, I wonder if they can do the exact same thing they did last round. They've got supers on the board in terms of Chaos's grab. He can pull Giggle out of position like that, guarantee the early kill, but Giggle turns it around before going down. They've mitigated this disaster.
Thank goodness for Red Kalunga. They still have a level 3 Siege bot coming in, but they're going to be able to block it with this Daryl rolling straight into him and soaking a ton of that damage. It might be a punch or 2 on that Ike, but Red Kalunga has been able to stay alive.
Much better. Only 13% this time, as opposed to 100% last time, Woody. So that's a substantial improvement, I would say.
But when are they going to get a bolt? They still haven't gotten any. They're trying to poke out on that right side. Beagle finally grabs one of them, but it's still a major advantage for Qlash. They're guaranteed to get a second Siege now.
Yeah, Qlash is sitting on 4 bolts before Giggle even was able to pick up the first one for the side of Red Kalunga. So we're guaranteeing a Siege bot on the assault. They've managed to pump it up to a level 6 Siege bot, Woody. This is not looking good for Red Kalunga.
Red Kalunga are at the ropes. This is their last chance to win this match. They've gone down on an 0-2 set score so far and lost the first game of Siege. Can they keep their Ike alive? It's up to them now. Parzival on defense. The last line trying to keep Guille out.
Guille, he's sitting on his super right now. He could throw the barrage, but he's going to hold on to it. Siegebot able to get 48% damage on those. Giggle is in the hunt for Guille. Now he's a little bit isolated. Trebor and Guille can collapse, and he's completely out of mid, so he's not able to even get the bolts as well. Just giving more and more control over to Qlash. He's going to throw out a panic super, picks up Giggle in that final strike. 2-bolt lead at the moment for Qlash, and a couple of seconds remaining.
That's it, Trid. There's no way for Red Kalunga to catch up. Qlash have done it. The third and final Siege. All 3 tic-tac-toe for Team Qlash. They are going to be moving on with a grand victory in this game number 2 for an awesome set score of 3-0 in our first match.
And we might see it. We're just going to play it out. This is almost a victory lap, Woody, just to break down the Ike. 2% remaining, and it's on the 0. dominant performance from Qlash, and they will walk away with the first match win of our monthly finals.
The Iron Giant dominating that Ike and giving Qlash the edge that they had hoped for. Congratulations to our team from Spain. They will be moving on to their next round in this round robin with a 1-0 match score.
You can see they're very happy about that, but it's all a part of the business. This is just the beginning, Woody. They still have a long campaign here at these monthly finals. You see handshakes. Well, not handshakes. We're being safe right now, Woody. We're going for the classic fist bumps instead. We've got a replay on your screen right now. This is Yeagle managing to pick up that kill onto iChaos on the back line, so he wasn't able to get those 3 members assaulting the Ike. But we're going to find out more about this match and what's coming next by going over to our host, Falcone.
Thank you, Trid. Well, Spanish team Qlash just took down Red Kalunga with that 3-0 set victory, meaning that they are the first team to get a win in the monthly finals and this year in Brawl Stars Esports. We are going to, in just a moment, take a little look at the group and see how things are affected. But yes, this is a round-robin format. Each win is incredibly important, and as long as Qlash can take one more win today,